Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're having a wonderful week. Like always, today I am continuing with my Cyndi Lauper discography journey, and in today's video, we'll be checking out her very first Christmas album ever, released in the year 1998, called Merry Christmas, Have a Nice Life. Now, I was supposed to listen to Sisters of Avalon next in this Cyndi Lauper discography journey, but I decided to skip over that album for now because it is December, it is Christmas, so I will be listening to her Christmas album today, and in my next Cyndi Lauper video, we'll go back to the year 1996 and her Sisters of Avalon album. I didn't even know Cyndi Lauper had a Christmas album until maybe a few months ago when I discovered that she in fact did. And this will be my first time listening to the album. All these songs are brand new to me except for track number 6, Feels Like Christmas, which I already listened to when I listened to her Hat Full of Stars album. There are 11 tracks in all, and the album is 42 minutes. I'm reading here that reportedly, much of the vocals recorded on the album were actually recorded in Lauper's cedar closet, as it had a reverb that she liked. But anyway, enough talking. Let's get into the first track. Track number 1, Home on Christmas Day. Okay, that was track number 1, Home on Christmas Day, and I really enjoyed this track. I wonder, I'm assuming this is the original Cyndi Lauper song. It does say co-written by Cyndi Lauper, and it's great. I like the production, the more rock influence on the song, and I really like the lyrics as well. The drunken Santa on the corner looks a little blue, but the twinkle in his eye, dear, looks a little like you. I'll be home on Christmas Day. I am just a thought away, and every Christmas tree reminds me where I'd rather be. The song is a little sad, in my opinion, because she says that she's sitting in some hotel room, someplace far away, saw a shop light screaming Christmas, bought your present there today, and I'll be home for Christmas. So she's far away, she's in this hotel room, but she will be home for Christmas Day. A lot of people can relate to that. A lot of families who are away, they're on business, or they're just doing whatever, and their hopes and plans are to be home for Christmas, to be with their family and their friends and their children. This would definitely be a Christmas song I would listen to again, and a song I would put on my Christmas playlist. What I also like about the song is that it's not your traditional sounding Christmas song that we hear on so many other Christmas albums from pop stars and musicians. So it's a nice, refreshing sound, in my opinion. I guess what I'm trying to say is that the song has that Cyndi Lauper aesthetic to it. But now let's move on to track number 2, Early Christmas Morning. These songs are catchy as hell. And this track number two, Early Christmas Morning, was really enjoyable. I really did like how she incorporated the kids' vocals into the song because she is singing about Christmas morning, and Christmas morning is one of the most exciting mornings of the entire year for kids. On Christmas morning, I was always the first one in my family to wake up. And I would wake up really early at 7 a.m. and I would open my bedroom door, run into the living room, and just see all the glorious presents. And I would pull all my presents from under the tree. I would line them up from smallest to biggest, and I would just patiently wait for my parents and my sister to wake up. My sister was the worst. She took forever to wake up. This is another Christmas song I really enjoyed listening to. It's a song I would add to my Christmas playlist to add a bit of extra flair and excitement. But anyway, let's move on to track number three, Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. Okay, that was track number three, Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, and I hated that rendition. I know hate is such a strong word, but I did not like this track at all. I found the vocals in this song to be very strange. I don't know if I'm the only one. And the production was definitely lacking. It was very subdued, and it wasn't as instrumental as I thought it would be. I mean, it is rocking around the Christmas tree, so I was expecting some sort of really cool production on the song, and the production was definitely quite interesting, but I didn't like it at all. Especially the parts where she was yodeling. She was like, yeah, 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 yeah. I did not like that. Now, it does say here that Rocking Around the Christmas Tree was written by Johnny Marks and recorded by Brenda Lee in 1958. Now, the Brenda Lee version is the version I always go back to. So what are your thoughts and opinions on the song? Maybe I'm just being really weird right now and a lot of you like it. Maybe I missed something, but let's just say I would definitely not go back to this track. So let's just move on to the next track, track number 4, Christmas Conga. Yes! Ah. Yes! Where was this song my entire life? Honestly, one of the most fun Christmas songs I've ever listened to. This is one of those songs you play when you're at a family Christmas party and it's late and everyone's drunk and the kids are in bed and you turn on this song and Aunt Becky or Aunt whatever, your aunt or uncle just starts getting on the table and dancing. They take their clothes off and act all drunk and weird and crazy. It's one of those Christmas get-togethers with the family. Guys, Aunt Becky has had too much wine. She is doing the Christmas conga on the dining room table. This is definitely a Christmas song I would add to my Christmas playlist just to shake things up. I mean, could you imagine going from Silent Night and all the slower Christmas songs to suddenly playing this? I will say, this is definitely a very unique sounding Cyndi Lauper album, Christmas album, and honestly, I wasn't expecting anything less from Cyndi Lauper because it is Cyndi Lauper. And you know what? I don't think I've ever done the conga dance or like the conga line with a group of other people. I've never done that before. So if you want to liven up your next Christmas party with friends or family, I definitely suggest playing this song. So now let's move on to track number 5, Minnie and Santa. Okay, that was track number 5, Minnie and Santa, and this was another great song. And I love the lyrics. I love the chorus. The chorus is catchy as hell. A lot of these songs are catchy as hell, and I really enjoyed myself. I am curious to know if there's some sort of metaphor happening here with the actual story. Perhaps the story is just purely fictional, or maybe there's some sort of underlining thing that happened to Cyndi in real life. She says, worked with a woman named Minnie one Christmas Eve long ago when I asked, what you doing this evening? Minnie took on a seasonal glow. She said she'd be waiting for Santa. She'd be wearing a bright red bow. So it looks like Minnie and Santa ran off to the North Pole. And at the end of the song, Cyndi does say, next Xmas, I passed by the bakery, staring out from on top of a cake was jolly old Santa with a big silly grin and a gal in silk stockings and lace. Oh, Minnie and Santa. So, did Minnie and Santa end up getting married? I also enjoyed the harmonies in the song, and overall the song, in my opinion, was a little campy, which I really liked. So now we're gonna move on to the next track. Track number 6, Feels Like Christmas. Now, like I stated at the beginning of this video, I did listen to the song already on camera for you guys when I listened to her Hat Full of Stars album. So, because I already listened to this song on camera for you guys, I'm not going to do it again. We're just going to skip over Feels Like Christmas and move on to track number 7, 3 Ships. But I will comment on the song Feels Like Christmas by saying that I do like it. It's a great Christmas song, and I did add it to my Christmas playlist. Alrighty, that was track number 7, 3 Ships, and I enjoyed this track. It was very unexpected. I liked the flute, which was my favorite part, It was very folk sounding once again, and I liked it. I don't know if this would be a song I would put on my Christmas playlist, but I would definitely listen to it again. So now let's move on to track number 8, New Year's Baby, First Lullaby. Okay, that was track number 8, New Year's Baby, First Lullaby. And this was a sweet and special song. There were parts of the song where you could hear a baby cry, which to some people is very beautiful, but to me it's agonizing. I hate the sound of a crying baby. It's the worst sound in the world. I think it's because I also play The Sims 4, and for anybody who's played that game, you will know the sound of a baby crying in that game is honestly one of the worst sounds you will ever hear in your life. Except in the song, I don't think the baby was actually crying. I think the baby was just making sounds. I think the baby was just excited and it was just making very happy, bubbly sounds. Even then, I still don't like the sound of a baby, regardless. Regardless if they're happy or sad. I feel that's horrible to say. I'm not the Grinch, I swear. I am curious to know if this song is about perhaps Cyndi Lauper's child. I actually don't know anything about Cyndi Lauper's private life. I don't know if she actually has kids, so I actually have to look that up just quickly. So Cyndi Lauper does have a son named... Oh, how do you pronounce his first name? I imagine it's pronounced Declan or Declan. For anybody who has watched any of my prior videos where I tried to pronounce names, you know I'm horrible at trying to pronounce people's names. I'm just the worst at it. It says here that Declan was born in November of 1997, and this Christmas album came out in 1998, almost a year after. So I'm just going to assume that this song is for Declan, and perhaps we even heard him in the song as well. When I first saw you, you looked alien, like someone in mid-dance, like a little old man. It really is a sweet song. It's probably a song I wouldn't listen to again. When you first held me in your tiny grip, you seemed just like Popeye with your cap and your squint. The song really does make me smile, and the more I read it, the more happier I feel, and I think it's a really cute song. So now let's move on to track number 9, December Child. Close your eyes, December child, and dream of my little sun and moon. Long ago, another month, and may the earth guide you round and dream of my little sun and moon. Okay, now it's track number 9, December Child, and this was another sentimental song about her child, I imagine. And it was really sweet. I feel like this is a nice continuation of track number 8, New Year's Baby, First Lullaby. To be honest, obviously this wouldn't be a song I would listen to again. I did find it a little boring, but I like the intention behind it. I like the story and how personal it is, how meaningful. A little king and his bed of hay. It is remembered every Christmas day. Little one, little son, all my life I've wished you welcome. Close your eyes, December child. The more I read the lyrics to the song, the more I think that the song might actually be about baby Jesus. Kiss your baby breath in the dark and cold. Honestly, I feel like this song... Hold on. Another mother held her babe and told him, close your eyes, December child. I feel like she's singing about both Jesus and her child. But anyway, let's move on to track number 10, In the Bleak Midwinter. Alrighty, that was track number 10, In the Bleak Midwinter. And let me just say, I love the flute so much. I almost never hear it in albums or music in general, but when I do hear it, I'm a little shook because it's absolutely gorgeous to listen to. In my opinion, this is probably the most touching song on the album. What can I give him? Poor as I am. If I were a shepherd, I would give a lamb. If I were a wise man, I would do my part. But what I can, I give him my heart. It does say here that in the Bleak Midwinter is a Christmas carol based on a poem by the English poet Christina Rossetti. So this poem is almost 150 years old. Wow. I've never read it before. This was my very first time, and it was very beautiful. For me, though, this probably wouldn't be one of the go-to tracks on the album. I would definitely listen to it again. I just wouldn't listen to it routinely. I do want to go back to track number 7, Three Ships, just quickly, because I failed to mention that the song was first published in 1833, and the song was originally called I Saw Three Ships Come Sailing In. I really am enjoying these more traditional songs I've never heard before. They really are beautiful. So we have come to the end of the album, track number 11, Silent Night. Alrighty, and that was track number 11, Silent Night. Hands down, one of my favorite tracks from the album. This was it was so beautiful. I loved the humming in the song and also the children's choir at the end. It was just a beautiful rendition of Silent Night. Now, Silent Night was first composed in 1818 in the small town of Oberdorf bei Schulzburg in Austria. So that is all 11 tracks of Merry Christmas, Have a Nice Life by Cyndi Lauper, and I enjoyed this album. The second half of the album is definitely more sentimental and it's more ballad heavy, and the first half is where the more upbeat songs are. And I liked the album as a whole. There are obviously songs I probably wouldn't listen to again, even though they were touching and emotional. I wasn't expecting this album to be as sentimental and emotional and so ballad heavy as it was. I was expecting more upbeat, fun songs, which is totally fine. But one of my favorite parts of the album was the production, in particular the parts where it was more folk sounding, and the flute. Don't get me started on the flute. The flute honestly was one of my favorite parts of the album. So overall, I really did enjoy this Christmas album from Cyndi Lauper, and I would definitely 100% go back to it. I really do feel like there are some hidden gems on this album. Like I said already, I had no idea this album existed until I started to dig into her discography. I also like how the album was a mix of original Cyndi Lauper Christmas songs as well as the more traditional songs. Traditional songs which I actually haven't heard before. So what did you guys think of the album, and which songs are your favorites? Maybe you didn't like this album, maybe you thought it wasn't very good, maybe you thought the second half of this album was a little boring, maybe it didn't really resonate with you, which I can see why some people would think that, but I really did like the more emotional, slower songs on the album, even though at times I did think they were a little boring. I did like the intention behind them, and I liked the lyrics. I liked the emotion in her voice when she sang them as well. So in my next Cyndi Lauper video, we'll be going back in time to the year 1996, 2 years prior to this album from 1998, and we will be listening to Sisters of Avalon, finally. So look out for that video in 2021, and have a wonderful Christmas and a Happy New Year. So thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time. Take care.